Hi, this is Kelly Brown, and today I'm going to show you how to put a gradient effect in a box. A gradient effect is where instead of it being filled with a solid color, it's filled with different colors that give the effect of more of a 3D look versus a flat solid color look. An example of that is here in this text box. There's some instructions inside the text box, but you'll see that it starts with a light blue color to almost a white color and then back to the light blue color. So it kind of gives a little metallic 3D effect. That is done by filling that box with a gradient instead of a fill color. So how do you do that? Let's take a look. I'm going to go to a blank Word document, and for my purposes, I create handouts a lot and I put text boxes around them so people know where to look. So I'm going to add a text box, and I can do that by clicking on the Insert tab and then going to the ribbon to the right where there's a button that says Text Box. Click on Text Box, and I usually just go to the bottom here where it says Draw Text Box, and then I click and drag, and there's my text box. Okay. So if I want to fill it, the most common way to fill it is if once I have that text box selected, I have a tab that appears, a Drawing Tools tab, and here's the Format sub-tab, and it is selected, and I have all these options available to me to do something with this text box. One of them, if I go to the ribbon towards the left, it says Shape Fill, Shape Outline, Shape Effect. So these are different ways that I can add some effects to the text box. You also have shape styles here to the left of that. If I clicked on the drop down arrow by shape styles, you'll see there's some styles already in place, and some of them kind of have a gradient. That is considered a gradient. So there's gradients already in place in different colors there. I can do a solid color. I could do a, that one has a slight gradient to it as well. That one has a little bit of a pop to it. All these have some gradients. So right off the bat, you could just go to the shape styles group when you have your shape selected, and look here and see if any of these are ones that you would like. If you look at the bottom here, there's other theme fills you see, and this comes up over here. Again, they're just different options for you. Okay. So that's one way to start, and it's definitely great. If you wanted to customize it a little more, I'm just going to show you shape fill. Say I chose red, and I had the red here with the red selected again. Notice that my that contextual tab has disappeared. Why did it disappear? Because my shape is not selected. When my shape is selected, then I get these options. So if you are here and you're like, oh no, what happened? I can't make those changes anymore. Just click on and select that shape. Then those tools will be selected. Even now, it says Drawing Tools, it says Format, but I'm not seeing what I need. I need to click on Format here. It's a sub-tab called Format. When I click on Format, then these choices are available to me again. Okay? So if I wanted to make it a more 3D effect with the shapes, the colors, going from dark to light to dark, I would go to the shape fill option here, and you see your color palette of different color choices, and then you could go here to more filler choices. You have a picture choice where you could put a picture inside the table. Let's see if I clicked on, let's choose the hydrangea. You'll see the hydrangeas in the picture. That doesn't look so great, but that's an option for you. And then gradient. So gradient is the one we're looking for. So you notice right off the bat that you have gradient choices. These are the default. These are light variations and these are dark variations. Here's something with no gradient. So if I just tried this one off the bat, there I do. I have a gradient. It's awesome. Very cool. And I could just go with that, and that would be great. If I wanted to customize it a little bit, I'd have it selected. I'd go to shape fill. I'd go to gradient. I would select one. I see it, and I have fill and line options appear to me on the left. This right panel has just appeared, and I click on fill, and gradient is already selected because I've selected it. And when I look over here, it's showing me exactly how that gradient came to be. These are the colors that are making up that gradient. And again, if I click preset, I have all these different options available to me. And they're very cool. They're awesome. I could just go off of that and I'd be great. I noticed that this is a radial gradient because you see it's kind of circular. The light part is in the middle here and the dark part is going around it. So that's a radial setting for a gradient. If I clicked on linear, it's kind of dark at the bottom and light at the top. If I clicked on rectangular, it's coming in from an angle. If I clicked on path, you see it's in the center and then the darkness is around the side. So I have those choices. If I click here, oh, so I was here. If I wanted to change in linear, I can actually change the angle. Linear is the only one where I can change the angle. If I click, the default is 45 degrees, but if I just clicked it and changed, you'll see that the angle of the gradient is being moved around, like kind of in a circle. So that's something you could do. And then really you can set the colors, like say I wanted to add a orangey color to the gradient instead of it being white to blue. I can actually click on that arrow and I see that one selected because it's kind of orange glow to it. Click on it, click on color. I can click on an orangey color and you'll see I've added an orange look to the gradient. I could go back and choose a light yellow. I could go back and choose a greenish color, so I could customize the gradient as well. And so I could just continue playing from here. Then I can go back and change it to radial, go back and change it to rectangular, go back and change it to path, go back up here to presets and come up with something else. So you have many options. From here you could then put a border on it of whatever color you wanted, a black. With that outline, you could change the weight of the size of the border, the outside border and you can see you can do a preview just by clicking over the different lines to see which size line you want to border your shape. You could do dashes so that the border is a dash instead of a solid line. You can then use shape effects and you could put a shadow on your shape. And there's different shadow options. You can, just go over them to see the one that you like. You could put a reflection on it. Do you see below there? You see the shape and then you see reflection. It could be longer or shorter reflection. You could put a glow onto it, and you could bigger glow, smaller glow. You could bevel the shape so it gives a more 3D effect. So it looks like it's popping out at you a little bit. And again, I'm just clicking over the different bevel options. And then there's a 3D rotation where you can change the angle that the shape appears. So you can do a lot with different shapes, and that is one way to play with it a little bit, and especially using the gradient. Okay.